In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create an HTML document within the VLE. The HTML document would be a replacement instead of uploading, say, a Word document that you already have on your computer or PowerPoint or PDF. This is actually building the resource within the VLE. The advantages to it is it allows you to actually input live videos, pictures, GIFs, as well as quick links to other tools such as discussions or assignments. So it's really a multimodal type of resource that you can build within the VLE. So the HTML editor, you're going to see it in a variety of different tools. For this video, I'm going to be using it within the content area, but the same general rules apply no matter where else you're going to be using the HTML editor. So to start, you would click on content, click on the folder that you want to put the HTML document in. I know I've clicked on this folder because of that blue line around it. Go over to Create New, and then click on HTML document. And this is the basic layout of the HTML editor. You have the title bar. You have sort of this canvas area where you would actually do all of your writing and input everything. So this is what will kind of show once it's published. And then you have the WYSIWYG toolbar. And WYSIWYG standing for what you see is what you get. And all it is instead of doing actual HTML editing and publishing it from there, this is sort of a simplified version of it so that as you do things, it appears here and what you see is what you get once you publish it for students. So we're going to just be concentrating on this toolbar. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be doing sort of a handout. Let's say that I have students, read at home for homework as part of a flipped classroom model, or maybe they read it in class on their own devices quickly as part of a blended learning model. And I'm going to be doing it on sort of an intro to the Schlieffen plan as part of a history course, just as an example. And for this, you could type up the resource from here. Type it all in the HTML editor. Be very aware that there is no auto-saving within the VLE. So I always, as I'm typing, once I have a paragraph or so, I will always copy stuff just to make sure it's copied to my clipboard. Just be aware of that. Now, I am going to include this text right here. So this is a first-hand account from U.S. journalist Richard Harding Davis, on the Germans marching through Belgium, and I'm going to be using this sort of primary source material to teach about an intro to the Schlieffen plan, and I'm just going to paste it in. Okay, and the first part of the WYSIWYG, very simple and something that you'd be used to just through Word. You have the major text editing. So along here you can bold, unbold, underline, give italics. You can change to different fonts as well. And change the different sizing of the text as well. So all of that's available to you. So in this case, I'm going to center my title. Maybe I'll just underline it as well. Okay, and then I have my main text. And let's say now I want to put in a picture, maybe of Richard Harding Davis, just to kind of start us off. These three right here are going to be the main buttons you use within the HTML editor outside of this text editing. The first one is a camera, and of no surprise, it's a way to add images. So you can click there. You can add it through a URL. It's a harder way to do it. What I always do is find the pictures you want on the internet using Creative Commons searches, and then save them to your computer, and then upload them to the VLE through this. That way you have a copy saved to the VLE. So I'm going to just go in, and here's my picture of the writer. As you press add, this always pops up no matter whenever you add a text piece. This is an accessibility piece. So I'm going to type in picture of Davis. You can bypass this by pressing this is decorative. In general, you should be putting alternative text from an accessibility piece, because what it does is if I hover over the picture, it actually gives a description of the picture for those who require it. Now, obviously, this picture came in full size. It's huge. All I'm going to do is click on it, go down to the bottom, and just sort of shrink it. Now, It doesn't move with me, so as you can see, I'm actually still shrinking it even now, even though it's going off the page. So I'm going to go to about here to estimate. Oh, there we go. You may have to do this a few times just to get it to the size you might want. You don't need it to be too big. There we go. And there's our picture. The other way too is you can even, with that other piece, you can actually have a description, you know, picture of Richard Henry Davis, and I could have included a small description of who he is. So there's that. I have my text now. Let's say I actually want to include a video now on the Schlieffen plan that he's talking about. In that case, what I would do is go to the next button, which is the Insert Stuff button. And this is essentially a way to bring in external things to the VLE. So I click there. I have a variety of different options. I can include a video from my computer, but I could also include a YouTube video. Now, there is a YouTube button. We generally recommend not using this. It doesn't work half the time, in all honesty. The best way to do it and to make it look the best is find the video on YouTube. So I've found my video here. Go to the share button, press share, and then go to the embed circle. And this will give you an embed code. You can just press copy. You get a few options of things you can do, like you can have it start at different times. In this case, I want to start it right from the start. Press copy and go back to the VLE. And I have just copied an embed code. So I'm going to click on embed code, and it just asks you to paste that in. Next, it'll show you a preview of what it'll look like, and I'm going to insert that. Okay, that's just an easier, it's a better way to do it than that YouTube button. The YouTube button only works some of the time, and so I just always go through this workflow. I always like to center my video, so I'm going to highlight the video, go to the down arrow here, and center it. Okay, so there's our video. You can do other things too, like if I want, maybe before I even get into this, I want to do like a video of me explaining what I want students to do, which is a great way of really differentiating your instruction. You can go again to that insert stuff and actually make a video note. And I'll click there, and I'd be able to add the video note essentially from there. And I could have a video of me explaining what I want them to do. So that's the main features within here. Again, you can insert links if you want to link out to other things, if I have further links about the Schlieffen plan. The other and final piece is you can also do quick links. So if I click on the quick link, this will actually show all of the different tools within the VLE. So if I have an assignment that I want them to complete as once they've read this, scroll down to the bottom and just say, please now complete this assignment. I'd go to the quick links button, click there, and I click on assignments, and it will show you all of the assignments that I've already made. So you will have to make the assignment. You can click here and it will go to the assignment editor. This is just a quick link to that. In this case, I've already got one made, and it puts a hyperlink. So when students click on that, it goes right into the assignment tool where they can get the assignment. They can then submit the assignment there. And let's also say I have a discussion. Also post your thoughts, questions here. And I could go back to that quick links button, go to discussions, and I could actually connect it there. So let's just assume it's this one, and you would be able to link to the discussion area. So when they click there, they go right into the discussion. And once I'm done, so once I feel like I have everything that I want here, there's two more things that you can do. One is check the accessibility of the page. Okay, so built right into the VLE is an accessibility checker. So if you click there, it will actually run through if it sees any problems with the text that you've chosen in terms of size, color, whether the headers are large enough. It will essentially go through your document to make sure that it's an accessible document. In this case, it finds no issues, so I've built an accessible document. The other thing is you can preview it as well. So if before you press save, you can click the previewer and it will show you generally what it will look like to students. So sometimes spacing and stuff's a little wonky, so it'll show that. In this case, it's perfect, it worked well. And finally, if you do know how to edit HTML or want to start to get into it, you can press this button and it will actually show you the full HTML version of what we just built with the WYSIWYG. So you can get into that should you want to. And once you're done, you can choose whether you want it to immediately be visible to students. In this case, I do. Press save, and it will now add that HTML document into the folder that we selected, and it's now here for students to be able to use and learn from.